What a cozy and snuggly part of the day. A time when you can climb into bed, get comfortable with your pillow and your blankets, and you can start to relax and get ready to drift to dreamland. Take a moment to get really comfortable in your bed. Rest your head on your pillow. Pull up the blanket and adjust if you need to, wiggling and moving and shifting until you can really start to settle. Take a nice big breath in through your nose and then open your mouth and let it all go. Now, as you get still and comfy, see if you can imagine your bed is holding you and your blanket is hugging you. And I'm going to tell you a little story to help you drift to sleep. There once was a boy and a girl who were sailing out at sea in their magical ship. The full moon was out, and the stars were twinkling brightly, and they were sailing on this clear, beautiful ocean. As they were heading towards that full moon, they noticed the most amazing, spectacular shooting star, and it flew all the way across the sky and landed in the ocean. As soon as the star touched the water, the magic began. All of the jellyfish in the ocean started glowing in the dark, and they were swimming up to the surface of the water. It was the most amazing thing this boy and girl had ever seen. And those magical glow-in-the-dark jellyfish started jumping out of the water and turning into flying lightning bugs. Hundreds of thousands of lightning bugs that looked like stars flying all around them. And the magic of these lightning bugs lifted their boat out of the water and turned it into a flying ship that was ready to sail away from the sea and up into the sky. The boy and the girl held on to their flying ship as they went up, higher than the trees, higher than the tallest buildings. They continued to sail away from the jellyfish and up into the twinkling stars. As they were traveling higher and higher, they were surrounded by stars, and the magic lifted them up into outer space. They flew past Mercury and Venus and Mars, Jupiter and Saturn and Neptune and Uranus, and they went right into the thick of the Milky Way. It was like they were sailing in an ocean of stars. The boy and the girl were so in awe, and they grabbed their magical fishing nets, and they started scooping up their favorite stars in the Milky Way, filling up their fishing net, filling up their boat. It continued sailing through the Milky Way and circling around the moon. Finally, after a long night of traveling, this magical sailing ship landed on the face of the moon. Once they landed, a magical ladder appeared, and they were able to climb down the ladder and walk along the surface of the moon. It was a magical sight, and they walked around collecting moon rocks and exploring as they were surrounded by those shooting stars. They were starting to get really sleepy, and they yawned their biggest yawns, and they stretched their biggest stretches. And as they walked towards their sailing ship, they noticed that there was a little bonfire right there on the moon. And they saw 2 cozy, warm sleeping bags. Oh, they were so excited that they were going to camp on the moon that night. They kicked off their shoes. They climbed into their sleeping bags. They adjusted their pillows, and they felt the warmth from that bonfire. Of course, before they fully laid down, they were able to roast magical marshmallows right there on the moon. They had their marshmallows, and they felt so happy and also very sleepy. So the boy and the girl laid down on their pillows and tucked themselves into those cozy sleeping bags, again feeling the warmth from the fire. And they looked up to the night sky. They were surrounded by darkness. Below them was the bright moon, but above them was dark sky and twinkling, shining bright stars all around. They continued watching those shooting stars every so often until they saw big, fluffy sheep clouds, and they were coming right above their head, jumping over those shooting stars. They started to count the sheep. 1 sheep, 2 sheep, 3 sheep, 4, 5, 6, 7, and more. The boy and the girl were getting very sleepy. Their eyes were getting heavy. Their body was relaxing. Their hearts felt open and happy. And just before they started drifting to sleep, they felt such gratitude in their heart, gratitude for their breath, gratitude for the warmth from the fire, gratitude for the moon, for the stars, for the magic of being alive. They also felt such peace in their heart, knowing that for this moment, they didn't have to do another thing. They didn't have to count sheep. They didn't have to collect stars or moon rocks. They didn't have to sail their ship. All they had to do now was let go, relax, be cozy, and drift to sleep. As they completely let go, they felt the moon holding them up. They felt the sleeping bag tucking them in, embracing them with love. They felt so happy, so at peace, and so very sleepy. There is such wonder in using our imagination. There's such magic in being alive and getting to go to sleep. And so if you're feeling sleepy now too, let yourself drift to dreamland. And if you're not, just listen to the music and let your own imagination allow you to see stars, to feel held by the moon, to feel loved by your blankets. And all you have to do now as you drift to sleep is let your breath breathe your body and let your body go to sleep. Sweetest dreams.